Swadee krap. Welcome to Thailand News Today. I really do need to come up with a different introduction, but well, that'll do for today. Before you do anything else, what would really help us is if you clicked the subscribe button. We don't charge for the service, but if you took the time just to press that subscribe button, that does help us and helps us reach more viewers in the future. In the meantime, let's get stuck into today's news. Not that many of us would even notice, but Bangkok's state of emergency has been lifted. It's been announced in the Royal Gazette, and that makes it official. The order that banned public gatherings of over 5 people and censoring critical media commentary was imposed last Thursday morning by PM Prayut Chan-o-cha, leading to the breakup of a protest and the arrest of a number of activists. Despite the state of emergency, protesters ignored the orders and rallies only grew over the past week. The emergency order also banned content on websites and social media considered to be a threat to national security. Some Thai media outlets covering the protests were under fire and authorities tried to suspend them under the emergency orders. The court dismissed the requests to block those media companies, saying the Thai constitution does not give the court power to shut down media platforms. Well, that lifting of the state of emergency follows 2 key events last night. A large, prepared protest group that marched on Government House demanding the resignation of the Thai PM. They'd even prepared a letter for him ready to sign. Police had 2 buses, barbed wire and water cannon trucks, along with riot police, awaiting them. Both sides seem poised for a confrontation, but protest leaders peacefully dispersed the crowd at 9:35 p.m. The other was a national address on TV by Prayut Chan-o-cha, announcing protesters to stand down and participate in dialogue with the government. Well, surely the most anticipated and followed tourist ever to grace Thailand shores. Those 39 Chinese tourists, I'm sure you'll be glad to know, have passed their first COVID-19 test. While it's a small group, they're the first foreign tourists to arrive since travel restrictions were imposed in late March. More international tourists are expected to arrive next week under the auspices of the new special tourist visa. If there are no positive COVID-19 cases in the first groups, the government says they could start to lift restrictions like cutting down the mandatory quarantine period or allowing more applicants under the STV. Groups from China and Scandinavian countries are the next arrivals under the STV in the next few weeks. Health officials have confirmed that they're ready to reduce the mandatory quarantine period for foreign tourists. The devil is in the detail, though. They say they must get the approval of other agencies. The current quarantine period is set for 14 days, but the Public Health Minister says this could be reduced to 10. He adds that if the reduction is successful, quarantine could be further reduced, eventually reaching a point where quarantine is no longer a requirement. He said the truth is the Public Health Ministry is ready for the change, but other relevant agencies still have requested time to adjust, so we'll have to wait and work together. Police have seized 4.4 million methamphetamine tablets, believed to be worth around 400 million baht, near the Thai-Lao border. Thai media report that the alleged drug traffickers threw black bags full of the drugs out onto the road during a police chase and drove off into a rubber farm in the Bangkok district. Police received a tip-off about drugs allegedly being trafficked across the Mekong River and were tracking a truck driving fast by the river. Police searched the bags, which contained over 4 million methamphetamine pills. Police also found nearly 3,000 ecstasy pills. Since October the 1st, the Royal Thai Navy has been involved in 18 drug trafficking busts, seizing methamphetamine, ecstasy, heroin and marijuana, totalling around 2.7 billion baht. And the Mass Rapid Transport Authority of Thailand has approved the Phase 1 of a Phuket light rail project. The first phase, budgeted at 35 billion baht, will run 42 kilometres from Phuket Airport to Chalong intersection. The findings of the study will be tabled in Cabinet in 12 months' time. If approved, bidding for joint investment will begin as early as 2022. With the trams expected to start running in 2026, a lot of things will have to go right in the meantime. The service will have 21 stations, of which 19 will be at ground level, 1 elevated and 1 underground. Critics say the route won't do much to benefit local communities and that the main Tepkasatri Road artery will be severely disrupted during the years of construction. I suspect poor old Phuket's got enough to worry about at the moment without the construction of a light rail. Anyway, we'll follow that project and we'll keep reporting it here on Thailand News Today. That's all we have for today. Please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us build up our numbers. We do appreciate you watching each day, and we'll be back again, a slightly different version tomorrow in Pattaya. We'll see you then.